everyone, and welcome back to a new year of Crunchy Life videos where I'm really excited to get back into it, and I hope everyone has had a really great holiday break. We have just finished our summer holidays here in Australia, and my children have just gone back to school in the last couple of weeks, and it's been a bit of a change for me because I've now got a high school student, which is a bit different. Not used to it, and it's taken a bit of settling in, but we're getting there. So this week's topic on Crunchy Life is co-sleeping and bed sharing, and our experience with it, what our situation is, what our situations have been, and the pros and cons, and also a little bit about how it's affected the intimacy with our partners or husbands, etc. So I didn't co-sleep or bed share. Well, I didn't bed share with any of my older three children. They all spent the first 4 to 6 months in my room in a bassinet. Charlie not so much because he grew very quickly and he went into a cot in his own room very quickly. When I came around to having Amelia, I was more confident in my parenting. I was more confident in night parenting, and I could clearly see the associations between getting a better sleep with baby in bed with you than, on another surface, in another room especially. So I did bed sharing with Amelia until 10 months, and then she was in a cot in our room from 10 months to 13 months, and then she went into a cot in her own room from 13 months till 26 months, about halfway through last year in the middle of winter, and she was still waking up 2-3 times a night, and it was freezing, and I was sick of getting out of bed and going in there, so we changed it around again, and we brought her cot into our room and made it a side cot on the bed, which didn't work because she just slept in our bed. And so I ended up getting a single bed and putting it next to our king size bed. So that is how we sleep now. She still wakes 2 to 3 times a night for breastfeed, but I don't have to get up, so it's made life a lot easier. So let's see. There was only ever one time in the early days. Mick didn't sleep in here with us in the first probably 6 months. He is a very big guy. He's very heavy sleeper, and she was so small that we just decided that it was best for him to sleep on another surface. So he was sleeping on the sofa bed in the lounge room. And and that worked well for us. I actually did buy a side cot, a small side cot that's actually called a co-sleeper, and I used it to store nappies in because she just never ever slept in it. So the first 6 months she was in my bed with just me, and then she was in our bed to 10 months with Mick, but he never really slept very well with her, and that's why we ended up putting her into the cot. So there was only one time where very early in the piece, about 2 weeks after she was born, I was very, very, very tired, and I knew I was very, very tired, and I asked Mick to come and check on her during the night just to make sure, and I did actually put her in the side cot that night because I was concerned about, I didn't feel like I would roll on her, but I knew that if I fell into a very deep sleep, there was less chance. And by that time, she was pretty big, and I had the bed set up so that she was not going to be rolled on, but I was just a bit paranoid, so I asked him to come and check on her. And it never happened. I put her in the side cot, and I think she might have actually slept for quite a while that night. And by the time she woke up, I was over that, dead tired exhaustion. So yeah, the rules about, the guidelines about co-sleeping or bed sharing are standard rules. It's not safe to do it if you've been drinking, if you've been taking any drugs, if you're a smoker, if you're overweight. I'm overweight, but I don't consider myself to be extremely overweight. So I don't believe that my being overweight affects how I react to her. But having both Mick and I in the bed, I did feel at that time when she was smaller was not the right thing to do. So, no doonas over the head. Watch the pillows. I only had one pillow on the bed and no other pillows at that stage. And I never had any issues. It was really good in the first 12, especially the first 12 weeks, that really hard settling into nursing period, and she was really good overnight. So the pros for me now are that I don't have to get out of bed. She's almost 32 months old, and she still nurses at least twice, up to 3 times a night, up to 6 times a night sometimes. She generally will go down at 8:30, 8 o'clock, between 8 and 8:30, and she has about a 4-hour period to start off with, and then she will wake periodically between 12 and about 7 o'clock when we get up for the day. I'm still incredibly tired, but less tired than I was getting up in the middle of the night and going into her room. And I guess the effects, how it's affected my intimacy, I don't think it has, because a lot of nights Mick will sleep when it's really hot, he sleeps on the sofa bed because the air conditioning's in the lounge room. So, we have another bed, and we've not been in a situation where we couldn't do anything because, although when we were on holidays it was a bit different because we had 2 queen-size beds and 2 single beds in 3 rooms, and I was in a bed with Amelia and Mick was in a bed with Harry, and then the other 2 were in the single beds, so there was little chance of having any kind of intimacy then. But we haven't had any situations where it's been a problem, and I have just thoroughly enjoyed having her. I love having her sleeping next to me. Sometimes she kicks me in the back, which is a bit annoying, but on a whole, it's been so much better than the getting up during the night that I did with the other kids, and I feel it's been a lot more gentle for her, and she's a lot more attached, but she's at the same time she's a lot more independent as well. So I think it's worked for us, and I do have an article from the Australian Breastfeeding Association that I will link in the description bar, which is called Breastfeeding, Co-Sleeping and Sudden Unexpected Deaths in Infancy, and it talks about the standards in Australia, at least, for the guidelines for co-sleeping, so, and breastfeeding and everything. So that is it, and I'll see you soon. Bye.